Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about incident management and monitoring tools for Oracle DBA. While we are going for the interview is asking about the real-time questions, which is not a technical but really important to understand how you are working in your current project. So the most of the interview questions which will be based on the incident management and the monitoring tools, what kind of monitoring tools you are using in your current project and how the incidents are coming. So just to demonstrate these kind of things, I am putting some lights on those things so that you can understand the technology in a better way. If you see the screen here, there is one thing which is called SLA, Service Level Agreement. In the definition, they are mentioning the service level agreement is a contract between service provider. It can be external or internal, and the end user that defines the level of service expected from the service provided. It can be a quite difficult definition, but I will put it in a simple manner. Let's say you are working with any multinational company, okay, and you have one project which is based on some US client. Or so in that case, what is happening, your company and the client is always having one contract, and that contract we call it as a SLA. It's a service level agreement. What SLA is saying, let's say you are getting 10,000 problem or 10,000 some issues are happening on the databases or some other things. So in that case, how many tickets you are resolving, how many problems you are solving within the time duration. So time is also important, right? Because if any problem is coming, definitely you need to resolve the problem, but the second thing is you need to resolve the problem within the particular time. So how is the accuracy? That accuracy can be measured with the help of SLA. We call it as a service level agreement. The service level agreement is always established in between your current company and the client. Okay, so this is all about service level agreement. Next thing is ticketing priority. Now, how we are going to count this service level agreement? The thing is, let's say there is one database is down, and because of that only 10,000 or lakhs of people are facing the issue. Let's talk about the SBI. It's a State Bank of India, and whole SBI is down. And how many users are working? How many users are using this SBI account? Right? There are lakhs of people are there who are using the SBI. And if in case the central database of the SBI goes down, it will impact to the lakhs of people. So this kind of issue we can call it as a critical issue. When we are raising the ticket into the ticketing tool, there are different ticketing tool. If we are using it, I will just talk about it later. So whenever you are creating the ticket, and in ticket you are mentioning that central database of SBI is down, and because of that only lakhs of people are facing the issue, definitely we will set the priority of the ticket as a critical. If in case the database is again very interesting database, many people are using, but the priority is quite low, the number of users is less than the critical. In that case we can use a high priority ticket. Medium and low the same. Again, the priority of the ticket is always based on the number of users are affected, and who will use and who will choose this ticketing priority depend on the situation, because in sometimes client itself will decide it. Sometimes since the client want to do his work very fastly, he can raise the ticket with the critical any ticket. Let's say I am facing the issue and I want my work to be done, I can raise the critical ticket. But since I am only affected, it is not a good idea to raise a critical kind of ticket. So there will be a separate team, we called it as a major incident management. Their team will contact me, they will ask me what is the problem, how many people are facing the same issue. If I'm saying that only I am facing the issue, definitely they will raise the low kind of tickets, they will reduce the priority. So in that case, ticket severity is really important. But what is the difference between critical, high, medium and low ticket? with respect to the DBA. Let's say if you are getting the ticket which is critical, definitely you need to resolve that ticket within the maybe 4 hours of time. For high tickets, you need to resolve it within 8 hours of time. For medium, it can be 2 days, and for low, it can be a 4 days. So there are two kind of times, we called it as response time and SLA time. Let me talk about response time. What is happening whenever you are getting the ticket in your queue, means my DBA group, I need to respond that ticket. Means what I will do, I will just change the status of the ticket to the in progress. I'll be acknowledging to the tickets, and I'll say yes, I'm working on it. That is called response time. When I change from in progress to the resolved time, that is called resolution time. So the time which I'm taking from new to in progress, it called response time, and the time which I'm taking from in progress to the resolve time, it is called resolution SLA. So there are two kind of SLA: response SLA and the resolution SLA. What is saying that if I'm getting the new tickets, I need to acknowledge that ticket within that time itself. If I'm taking more time, definitely I will get the penalty. My company will get the penalty from the client, and we need to pay to the client. So what SLA is saying, if in case you have the SLA, or you have just said like, okay, 90% of ticket we will resolve it within the SLA, everything will be good. Your client will pay for you. But if in case it is getting missed, or you have faced some issue while resolving the ticket within the time, definitely it's a penalty for the company, your company. So make sure always try to acknowledge the ticket within time and resolve the ticket within time. If in case if you're resolving the tickets but you're not making the changes to the service, now again it's a big problem. So that's all about ticketing priority. Now let's talk about the ticketing tools and the monitoring tools. See, there are many monitoring tools and ticketing tools are available with respect to the databases or other technology. But I will put two ticketing tools which are really important and quite good with respect to the Oracle DBA. The first thing is ServiceNow, which is a really and fantastic tools which I observe over here. ServiceNow, it's created by the ServiceNow itself on a company's share, which is a ticketing tool. So whenever user is facing any kind of the issue, he can raise a ticket in the ServiceNow. We call it as a user created ticket. Again, there are sometimes a ticket can be created automatically when we do the integration in between ServiceNow and our OEM. We call it as a Oracle Enterprise Manager, which is a monitoring tool. So if in case your database is getting down by 3 o'clock early in the morning, definitely user cannot create the ticket, right? He will not be wake up. So in that case, we will do some kind of the configuration in our OEM as well as in ServiceNow, so that it will create the ticket automatically and we will get the alert, we will get the ticket also. Okay, so there are two kind of tickets: a user created ticket which is created by the user, and automatic ticket which is created by ServiceNow itself automatically with the help of OEM. So there is always an integration in between OEM and ServiceNow. They are communicating to each other, they are sending the signals to each other, and depending on the signal they are creating the tickets. That's all about ticketing tool and the monitoring. Again, BMC Remedy is also one of the uh, ticketing tool which is useful to create the tickets, and we can also fetch the reports from this ticketing tool and monitoring tools. Okay, next thing is incident management, where how the incidents are coming, what are the types of incident. What is incident? Incident means if your business is going on and something goes wrong, definitely we will create the incident. So while working on the ticketing tool, definitely sometimes you need to create the incident, sometimes you will create the service request, sometimes you will create the change request, and sometimes you will create the problem ticket. But when to create this incident? Let's say you have a database which are up and running. Now everything is fine. Suddenly something went wrong, and now you need to create the ticket. What you will create in that case? You will create the incident, because abnormal condition which is were coming, in that case we will always create the incident. Now let's talk about service request. You're working in the DBA, okay, and suddenly someone joined your company or joined your project who is also a DBA. So definitely you need to provide the access to that guy, but it's not mandatory that you need to, it's not a problem for your company or for your database. It is just a request. So we will request to the particular person and we will ask him to provide the access to this newly guy who is joining our team. So we ourselves or someone will create the ticket for him and he will put his username and he will say these are the list of databases where we need to provide him the access, and this is the permission that we need to provide him. So in that case we can raise a service request. Okay, next thing is change request. Whenever you're doing some kind of the changes on the database, definitely you need to raise change request. Let's talk about patching. It's a patch you're applying on the database, definitely it's a change on the databases, right? So in that case we need to have a change request. Again is problem tickets. Let's say some problems or some incidents are coming frequently, which is a frequent problem on the databases. In that case you can use a problem ticket. Now what is the difference between incident and problem tickets? See, till the time everything is looking fine, now your database is down, it's a problem, it's an incident, sorry, it's an incident, because yesterday it was fine, day before yesterday it was fine, today only we are facing the issue, it's an incident. But if we are facing the issue continuously, then we need to find out the root cause. We called it as a problem tickets, right? In that case we will raise a problem ticket. So this is all about the incident management, change request, service request, and incident. And these are the ticketing tools and monitoring tools we are using in the environment. There are some different environment where we can use a different ticketing tool or monitoring tools as well. But I have just put one idea over here, and these are the ticket priority where we have the SLA defined. What will be the response SLA and resolution SLA? Response SLA and resolution SLA can be different with respect to the client. Again, depend on your company and the client. What is the contract in between them? And it's all about SLA. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe. We will again, I will just connect with some good videos for you. Thank you. Bye bye for the day.